one of the things I definitely wanted to talk to you about, that I know that you were part of the Mexico hearing when they showed those the Nazca mummies. I want to ask you a couple things here. The first is obviously what you think about those bodies that were presented, and if you were expecting that to happen in the first place, and your overall reaction to the event.
Yeah. So I had a lecture that I had to give immediately. I mean, that actually overlapped with the event, and I could participate only in the first 15 minutes of this
Okay.
event. And I didn't really know what happened after. So I gave a presentation of 15 minutes. I said I have to leave, and they, presented those mummies after this. And so they didn't tell me ahead of time. And then after the fact, it's very likely that these were manipulated, that they were not, they were made of parts that are obviously from this earth. I didn't have a chance to examine them, but and I didn't, I'm not into biology. And I know that there is a group of people now, a committee that went there to study those things.
Right.
So I would put a small likelihood on that. I mean, it would be much more convincing if the U.S. government, for example, had access to such bodies, like
Exactly
in crash sites. So I'm waiting for that to come out, but not so much. Those things that were presented there could have been manipulated.
Well, there was a report. Did you see the report by Dr. McDowell, and who's an award-winning forensic scientist, and he had said that the mummies were indeed real. And if that is the case, if there's more reports like that, and I think that the Galileo project more so is towards what's going on in the sky, but is that something that would even be, would you even consider joining the research effort if more people came on and said, this is real?
Well, the instruments that we are using are not suitable for that. So there are people, as you mentioned, that are experts on examining bodies. And, it should be straightforward to tell if whatever is presented, it came from this earth.
Sure.
You can look at the radioisotopes and figure out if the age of the material is different than the age of the earth. These are studies that cost money but can be done. And I hope someone who is an expert on studying biological, creatures and will do that. The Galileo project is focused on physical objects, and so we are not so much into the living